Pretty nice, huh?
Bigger than it looked in the pictures.
When I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing.
You couldn't imagine a nicer place to live.
I wish I was home. I wish I was back there with the things I've been knowing.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Movie Buffer. Tonight we are reviewing the TV series on Amazon Prime called Them Covenant. I want to warn you that there are severe racism triggers in this series. Them is an American horror TV series on Amazon Prime created by Little Marvin and executive produced by Lena Waithe. It is set in 1953. Them Covenant follows a black family who, during the Second Great Migration, moves from North Carolina to an all-white neighborhood in Los Angeles, Compton. Ever heard of it? The family's idyllic home slowly begins to transform into an epicenter of evil forces, next door and otherworldly, that threaten to haunt, ravage, and destroy them. The amazing cast is led by Deborah Ayorinde from the movie Harriet and Girls Trip, Ashley Thomas from 24 Legacy and Top Boy, Alison Pill from Star Trek Picard and American Horror Story. The series starts out creepy and pretty much stays that way on so many levels. It follows the Emory family for 10 days, which equals 10 episodes. The wife, Lucky Emory, who is a housewife, is played by Deborah Ayorinde, who is totally suspicious of everything and everybody. But for good reason. The husband, Henry Emory, played by Ashley Thomas, just wants to get along and make a new life for his wife and 2 daughters. He's an engineer, affording him the ability to purchase a home in East Compton, an all-white neighborhood. The protesters starts immediately after the family has moved in. No peace in their own home. White neighbors congregate outside just off the property line. For any black person, this series is already horrifying, triggering, I'm sure, PTSD. For any sane person, the wallpaper is just as horrifying.
Yeah, deliver me from LL Bean.
The male white neighbors are planning to go a little bit past protest and moving right to the murder of their dog or any other kind of physical intimidation. However, the neighbors may be the least of the Emory family's problems. The series goes back and forth in time from before they moved to California, when they lived in North Carolina, and even back to the creation of the village itself. There's more than just racial terrors happening. The husband is experiencing trauma from the war. Their neighbor is experiencing jealousy from successful friends. Their oldest daughter is being horribly ridiculed in school, and it just goes on and on. However, the soundtrack is amazing. The real frights are happening inside of their minds as well. There's an edgy, constant anxiety with everyone, and you feel it as you watch it. But don't get it twisted. This is a demon story. This is a dark tale, but it's hard to figure out what is real, even the ghosts. Sometimes the demons are spirits, but sometimes they are alive and well, walking around, breathing air, and it's hard to tell them from the dead ones. Makes for an intriguing, kind of a whodunit situation. This story is very powerful. It's thought-provoking, it's sad, it's heart and gut-wrenching, with a severe message to stay and fight. The violence is very graphic, so be prepared for that. I have seen in some other reviews that they think that maybe this series goes a little bit too far. You can be the judge of that. The series does not hold back on the racist dialogue and imagery. Be prepared for that as well. That's why I say it is very triggering. As a black person, this made the series very hard to watch at times. I mean, I literally had to stop it sometimes, and I just had to think about what I just witnessed. I had to think about my own feelings about racism, and especially what's going on right now in America, and has been going on since the beginning. It doesn't hold back in the reasons or in the portrayal of whites. So this could be triggering for them as well. And they may even think it's an unfair depiction. But let's not forget, this is a demon story. I could do an ending explained, which would probably help a lot of people actually in this story. Because once you get to the end, you're like, okay. You don't really know what just happened. But you do, but maybe you don't. You still may have questions. But I won't spoil it for you. Because if you put any spoilers in here at all, it really would mess up what you're witnessing. And I don't want to do that because this is binge-worthy. And it is something that once you begin it, if you can get through it, you really don't want to stop until you get to the end. I think we got a new genre of horror, and I may have said this before when I reviewed His House. Please go back and check that out. But what will it be called? What is this new horror genre? Would it be black horror? Race horror? It's definitely a story that falls in line with Get Out and, like I said, His House. Those types of horror stories, supernatural stories, that also has a lot of racial connotations mixed in. If you like your thrillers of the supernatural kind, you will love this series. It doesn't let up in the spookiness, the horrors, but not a lot of jump scares, which is a plus. If you like your horror of a more realistic, wide-awake, day-to-day, then you will truly like this series as well, because it has both. It has the supernatural, but it also has just the everyday horrors. But it keeps you guessing all the way to the end. I'm trying to figure out what exactly is going on here. You will feel that way. You'll be kind of figuring out, is this real? Is this actually happening? Is this a dream? What's really going on? But I highly recommend it. Like I said, it is definitely binge-worthy. So, have you seen Amazon Prime's new series called Them, Covenant? What did you think? Was it terrifying? Was it horrific? Was it weird and crazy? I say all of the above, but you leave your thoughts below. Thank you so much for watching, and please like and subscribe. Until next time, peace, 2 fingers.